This is Ricky the Hitman Hatton, and you're watching Lights Out.
This is Lights Out. I am FAISAL Khan. Delighted to be joined by Francis Warren. We're here for the...
How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Francis. How are you? I'm trying my best to. Yourself?
Yeah, always.
We're here for the undercard press conference ahead of Saturday night's fantastic bill at the O2 Arena, Dubois versus Gorman. Excited for Saturday night because it is a very, very exciting card when you look at it.
Yeah,
start off with the main event.
Well, Daniel and Nathan, it's been built up for a couple of years. You know, they know each other from the amateur days, and as far as Nathan's concerned, Daniel never won a round sparring. Not sure what's true, what's not true. It's all hearsay, and I just know that both guys from yesterday at the workout, they looked really pumped up for it. British heavyweight title, I think it's probably the highest quality matched British heavyweight title fight for a long time. I can't remember two guys as good as these two are fighting for the British title for a long time. It's a real 50-50. So don't ask me who's going to win. Then you've got obviously Joe and Brian Jennings, Joe Joyce and Brian Jennings, who were great form, both of them today. I thought Joe was really animated. Actually, you know, he's a
different side to Joe Joyce.
He's actually quite quiet usually, and I was really enjoying him today. He was good fun. And Brian speaks very well, as always. Brian, he's on paper more experience. In the pro ranks, he's more experienced. He's been pro since 2010, I think. 24 3-1, 14 stoppages. So he's not a massive puncher, but he's a real good boxer. You saw that against Oscar Rivas until he got clipped in the 12th round. Joe
fought Ortiz, Klitschko as well. So
yeah, but he got beat by those guys. So you know, it's kind of every time. Yeah, of course, it's experience. But every time he stepped up a level, he's got beat. So you know, I don't want to call him a gatekeeper, but if Joe can do a good job on him on Saturday night, we know we've got a good fighter in Joe. You know, very with fantastic potential, and he's beat guys like Stavern and Hanks and Ustinov, but if you can do a job on Brian Jennings better than Klitschko or Rivas, especially Rivas, and that's probably the biggest comparison you'd want to make between, you know, how Joe does against him compared to how Rivas did. So I think if Joe can get him out there earlier than him, I think we know we've got somebody who's ready to step up another level.
Every time I've spoken to you, and obviously your father Frank in the past, your father himself has always stated that Dubois versus Gorman is a fight for the back end of 2019 or perhaps the beginning of 2020. So the question is why has it been brought forward to this summer?
Simple as that. You've got two guys that are chomping at the bit for it, and there's nothing else really about that in terms of the experience level that's available. And they both want it, then any other fights they have they might go stale. They might have an off night, and you've seen guys who sort of hang around waiting for a fight. Two guys waiting for trying to make a fight. You almost look at Zelfa and Leon Woodstock.
Great fight.
Should have done that probably a year earlier when they were both. Everyone was talking about them, but they both went away, got beat, and then it was very easy to make. Mate, don't want that to happen. Didn't want that to happen to anybody. You know, to Daniel and Nathan. You don't want them to go. You know, have an off night, for example. Something goes wrong, and then the other guy's just not interested in fighting the other guy. So both unbeaten, both young and hungry. British title's there for the taking. Let's get it on now.
Makes for an exciting fight for Saturday night. Yard versus Kovalev. What on earth is going on? Is that fight happening?
It's getting there.
So it will happen. Because there's lots of rumours that Canelo could be fighting Kovalev.
Don't believe the rumours.
It's very hard not to, Francis, when you're seeing it on Twitter every day.
About this show.
Archie Sharp, big test for him on Saturday night as well.
Jordan
McCrory, yeah.
Potentially impressed me in the top 5 most impressive performances this year. Against Sam Bowen, I thought he was effing terrific. Put it all on the line, didn't let Sam settle. I mean, Sam's quality, you know, let's not get over. Sam could, you know, I would feel comfortable with Sam going into, you know, world title fights this year. And Jordan McCrory really nearly pulled off an upset there. If Sam had a 10% less in his performance, I think Jordan might have beaten him. So Archie's got a really tough fight, and I've got to applaud Archie for taking this one, and he's determined. I know he said on the press conference he's not worried about what Sam Bowen did and bettering his result, but if he can, everyone stands up and takes notice of him.
Archie Sharp, I mean, what's the plans for him? I mean, if you can get past Jordan McCrory on Saturday night, he's stated he wants fights with the likes of Lee Selby, maybe even Ryan Garcia as well, or there's perhaps that old British clash with Sam Bowen.
There's Bowen, got Selfa. Let's get it right. Sam Bowen's got to fight Kakachi first, so we'll just see what happens there. I think we haven't got to look any too far afield for these guys for the next 9 to 12 months. I think there's plenty of fights domestically for all of these guys to work out who the best one is to plough forward with, and to be almost like the flag bearer for Britain. Unfortunately enough, we've got the majority of them under promotional stable, so it makes it quite easy to make.
Liam Williams and Sonny Edwards have got tough tests ahead of them on Saturday night. You mentioned that Liam Williams isn't far from a world title shot, so a win on Saturday night, is that going to be the next step, or would you perhaps maybe think another one, two more?
I think you'd have this one more, and then hopefully he'll be in a position to force the issue. We want Liam to have every chance possible. So, I mean, Charlo, if it happened next, yeah, but he'd have to travel. If he's in a man's position, you never know what would happen. But I think it's the main focus has got to be on Saturday night for Liam. It is a tough fight. This guy's been the distance with Lemieux's a great fight for Liam, by the way. Love that. So we'll just see. We'll just see what happens Saturday night. But I really fancy I think he'll have to grind one out Saturday. I think this guy knows how to tuck up and survive. But so I think Liam will have to box clever, not put it on him too quickly, because you don't want him running away from Liam all night. I think the guy's only stopped 3 out of 24. So we'll see. But I mean, it's an intriguing fight more than a barnstormer, and it's one that we'll see what Liam's got in terms of the pressure fighting for this big title puts on him.
Moving away from Saturday night, the lineal champion of the world said, I think at a press tour, that he signed a deal to fight Deontay Wilder on February the 22nd.
I didn't see that anywhere.
Yeah,
I didn't see that anywhere.
Have you not seen it?
No.
It was done.
It wasn't on every social media.
No, it was on Twitter. Michael Benson.
I'm joking.
Is there any truth in that? Can you confirm if that's true?
Not confirming anything.
Okay, but that is ideally what we're looking at for next year, the rematch.
Everyone knows that's what Tyson wants next year. Yeah.
But of course, he's mentioned that's for February.
Sonny Edwards. Don't forget Sonny Edwards.
Sonny Edwards as well.
It's terrible. Sonny, don't do any more interviews with this guy. I've forgotten about you.
Sonny Edwards, a very fantastic talent as well. Great performance at the...
No one wants to fight him in the UK. No.
Why though?
Because he's too good. Too good.
I know, he's still got, he's still up and coming, but would Carrier 5 be an option for him this year if he can come through on Saturday night and perhaps get another win under his belt?
I think Cal would probably argue he's probably that next step ahead. So for me, there's no rush to be getting world title fights like that.
Yeah.
Sonny could potentially be the most internationally experienced fighter from Britain at this stage in a year's time. If he has to defend his the IBF Intercontinental belt that he hopefully will win on Saturday, so 2 or 3 times over the next 8 months, you think of the international experience he's picked up from all different corners of the world, which puts him in great stead when he does fight for a world title. 12 to 18 months would be a realistic time frame, I'd say, for Sonny and world titles, because what's the rush? Once you win him, you've got to keep him.
Yeah, definitely, totally understand. Want to get your thoughts on Anthony Joshua's defeat to Andy Ruiz. What did you make of it?
I remember that. No. Got beat.
Do you think there was a reason behind he lost?
Yeah,
or just
he got clipped on the head.
No, or was just a case of
clipped. You got clipped.
So you're not buying into any panic attack before the fight or anything?
Why would we all want to sit here speculating about things that may or may not have happened when nobody really knows the truth? The only guys that know if anything happened are the guys who are in a dressing room or in the training camp or the rest of it, and they're not going to. It's not important. What important is the result and the performance of the two fighters on the night. And Andy Ruiz was better than Anthony Joshua on the night. I was gutted for him because he got clipped, and I was gutted, and the reason I was gutted for him is because I wanted Tyson to do it. But Andy Ruiz, he must be thinking, oh my God, this is real. But what I didn't get is why they replaced Jarrell Millett with a very, very similar fighter, a more better fighter than Jarrell Millett. You know, like someone who's sort of short, stocky, fast hands, big puncher, and it proves that they got it badly wrong.
Billy Joe Saunders, now 2-weight world champion, current WBO super middleweight champion. I understand that an offer was made to Callum Smith. They've turned it down. So, what other options are you looking at next for Billy Joe?
Well, Bill's in Kazakhstan making some noise last week.
Yeah.
They're the fight, you know. It's going over old ground all the time. It's Canelo, it's Golovkin. Still, obviously, would love to fight Callum, but you know, they're the guys. It's the top guys we want.
Why aren't these guys entertaining the idea of fighting Billy?
He's good. He's too good. He's too good. And what the strange thing is, I suppose, when he wasn't, you know, Andrade fought for that vacant title, and Billy Joe was no longer WBO middleweight champion of the world. You sort of argue it's because he didn't have a world title, but now he's got a super middleweight world title. So, you know, the only reason it can be is that they don't fancy it.
Right, final question, and I'm not letting you leave until you give me an answer. Prediction for Saturday night's main event. Right, if you can't predict the winner, what's the end result? Are we getting a knockout? Are we going points?
Don't ask me, because you're not getting knockout.
I have to ask, come on.
No.
What do you think? Knockout?
It's an absolute 50-50. I think it's going to be a very, very explosive fight. You've got to remember, these two technically are both very good as well. So it's not going to be a, you know, all guns blazing, you know, slugfest. Unless one of them clips the other one, and I suppose it'll be retaliation. But I think it might be. I think it's just going to be very, very explosive, very, very technically impressive, and you're going to see a very, very well-deserving British champion at the end of it. That's my prediction. Whoever wins that fight will deserve it. That's a prediction.
Can't argue with that. Massive credit to Queensbury Promotions for putting the fight on. It's a very, very good fight.
It is, yeah. Very, very good fight. I think it's one of those ones that could have been built up, but doing it now, if it happens again down the line, it makes it even bigger.
Well, if it's a good fight, of course we want to see it.
These two could be arch rivals for the next 10 years, so, you know, it's interesting.
Anything else you'd like to add before we...
No, I'm all done today.
Francis Warren, thank you for your time, mate.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for talking to